Okay, before we get to drawing curved lines, I'm going to hold down Option and drag out a copy so we have a second one of these. I want to show you a little trick, okay, with the pen tool. So I've got the pen tool, and because I had that selected, it acts like the white arrow, the sub-select tool, the direct selection tool, whatever you want to call it. And these points are there. And I don't know if you can see when I approach, now it doesn't highlight, it doesn't, when I approach this, there's a little minus sign that appears. And what does that mean? If I click on this with that minus sign, it just goes away. I'm going to hit Command Z. That's not what I want to do. What if I could make rounded corners? Well, I'm going to hit D, and then I want to click and highlight all these interior ones. And can I pull these out? Nah, it moves them all together. That's too bad. I'm going to make this a little bigger, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that so we have a little more thickness here, because I want to show you, what if we wanted a star with curves? What if we wanted this to curve and head out here? Well, I'm going to hit the letter P to get the pen tool, and then I'm going to click on one of these and I'm going to pull. And the direction you pull matters. Because I created this in a clockwise manner, the path is running in that direction. I'm going to guess that Gravit works the same way as Illustrator. Let's see if this works. If I click here, you know that's just going to go away. I'm going to hit Command Z. But if I click and hold the mouse button down and drag in a clockwise direction, I can get a rounded corner. Now the direction I pull, I'll let you drag the opposite direction and see the mesh you get. When I'm going to hit the letter D to get direct select and then click away. And you can see we've got these little curves. Can we adjust those curves? Well, I've got the direct selection tool, and I think I've not practiced this. I think when I click on one of these points, I am going to get handles. And there they are. And then I can click on one of the ends of these handles and manipulate. See how I'm moving that curve? And I can move this side. And you start to feel the control that you can get. When I clicked the second time, I see what's happening now. Did you notice how, let's click on this one. When I click on one handle, it moves it independent of the other. But when I click on the second handle, it moves, no, it didn't. Okay, so it's adjusting the angle, but not moving independent. So what if I hold Option or Alt? Will that allow me, no. There's modifier keys that typically work with these Bezier handles. This is a Bezier curve, named for a French mathematician that invented this stuff. Okay, so there are things to learn here, because there are ways to move these handles independent of one another, and that's where a lot of control comes in. So what do we have here? Shift? Nope, Shift is constraining this to angles. See what's going on when I'm holding down Shift? If I let go of Shift, then I once again get that fine control. And if I hold down Alt and click this, will that allow it? I'm still holding Alt. No. So there's got to be a way to move these handles independent of one another, and we'll figure that out. But for now, you see we get these curves, and you notice how this kind of disappears here. We got a problem, and the problem is with our handles. We've drugged this out too far, and we can adjust that so we lose that that diminishing thickness where it actually goes out to nothing. And of course, these things are adjustable, and we can move these down. And I know some of you are thinking, well, what about the ends of these things? Does this work the same way? And the answer is yeah. And once again, it all depends on the angle that you drag. Okay, so if I hit P and click here, the angle that you drag. If I drag the other direction, I should get a mess, and I do. See how it wraps around itself? Okay, I'll make Command Z to undo that. So because we created this in a clockwise motion, we manipulate it in a clockwise motion. I don't know how this works. This is a new program for me too. But if I hit the letter V to get the selection tool, you can see that we can start to make these organic shapes. And could I draw something like this from scratch? And the answer is yeah, but would I want to? Let's come back and we'll just play around with curves a little bit and see what we can discover.